Hey, everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and with me, as always, is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And the lovely SDA is joining me here as well. Say hello.
Hi,
How are you guys tonight?
I good.
I'm all right.
Jinx is officially with like a little certificate and a keychain and everything, and novice trick dog, according to the AKC.
Your dog is a trick.
That's not funny.
That is funny.
It's funny to me.
What would have happened, like, if he couldn't do the tricks? Would they have given him a certificate that said this dog is, like, dumb? No, I'm being serious. What happens?
No. Like what you do is you just teach them, and then you have somebody witness that they did the tricks. Like with the novice rank, like it doesn't have to be anybody important, but like if you want a champion like trick dog, you actually have to send a video like into people for them to actually watch it and like verify that your dog, can like jump through hoops or something.
Okay. I just was wondering if you could have, like, a dog fail.
Yeah, you
What,
can. It does, but like you can have them fail. Like if they just don't meet the requirements,
Dunce dog.
then you
Bad
don't
dog.
get the
Dog sits in the
things. But
corner.
like, there's no point in like sending in a video if you don't have the video of everything that they can do. That'd be weird.
We should get a video of Scribe doing all the tricks and send it in, see if we can get him certified.
I
Well,
don't
I'm
think-
certified, all right.
Hey,
I don't know. I don't think Scribe would be able to do it.
It's probably not.
Oh.
Probably right. I don't know how to bow. I don't know how to like handshake. I can't do that stuff.
are you potty trained?
don't think he is.
So they tell me. Trained in my diapers.
Ew.
I can't wait till I'm allowed to wear diapers again so I don't have to get up.
That is spunky. What the heck?
What?
Arf.
I'm just lazy.
Monkey wants to sit in his own poop.
Oh my god, Minding Freedom just said Scribe can't even pronounce my name correctly.
It's true. Every time I look at your name, I just think, God, I wish Germany could be free. And so subconsciously, I say Freeman.
I hear somebody breathing in their mic.
Not me.
That fix it.
Maybe.
I'll let you know. It wasn't constant. It was only now and then. So what do we have for news today? Any more
Well, beforehand, in case, so I'm waiting for three people to show up for ads. Make sure that they're in the chat. So I'm waiting for Snubbirth, Sweeper, and LJ. So if either of those three are present, please make yourselves known so I can read your ad for you. Or in the case of Snubbirth, the team ad, because I wrote a script for Monkey and SDA to join in as well. But let me know if you guys are here or when you do show up, or if people in the chat see those people show up, make it known so I can make sure to get that out of the way. Anyway, as far as news, I figured we'd start with Harvey, of course. The latest and greatest on Harvey. As Harvey continues dumping rain on East Texas and the waters there continue to rise, people are starting to panic, rushing rescue boats and even shooting at them if they don't stop, said one volunteer rescuer.
Oh, dear God.
Clyde Kane of the Cajun Navy, a Louisiana-based rescue force that gained fame during Hurricane Katrina, said in one instance a boat broke down, and while the crew sought shelter in a delivery truck, people tried to steal the inoperable boat. Quote, "They're making it difficult for us to rescue them," he said. "You have people rushing the boat. Everyone wants to get in at the same time. They're panicking. Water is rising." Because of the hostile responses, the Cajun Navy has been forced to halt some rescue attempts. Quote, "We have boats being shot at if we're not picking everybody up. We're having to pull out for a minute. We're dropping an airboat right now to go rescue a couple of our boats that broke, and they're kind of under attack," he said. There is no indication the water will stop rising anytime soon. Swollen rivers in East Texas aren't expected to crest until later this week, and federal officials are already predicting the deadly tropical storm Harvey will drive 30,000 people into shelters and spur 450,000 victims to seek some sort of disaster assistance. And yet forecasters say more rain is coming, lots more.
Damn.
President Trump said Monday the recovery from Hurricane Harvey will be a, quote, long and difficult road, but predicted the country would emerge bigger, better, stronger than ever before. And we can rebuild him, I guess. Trump is scheduled to visit Texas on Tuesday. Calling the storm a catastrophe in southeast Texas, the president said, quote, "We see neighbor helping neighbor, friend helping friend, and stranger helping stranger, and people shooting at boats. We are one American family. We hurt together, we struggle together, and believe me, we endure together." Latest developments. About 8,000 people were estimated to be in Houston shelters Monday night, Mayor Sylvester Turner said. About 5,000 were expected to be in the Houston Convention Center. The Galveston County Office of Emergency Management on Monday issued a mandatory evacuation order for Dickinson, Texas, according to spokeswoman Brittany Vegas. Dickinson is about 172 miles northeast of coastal Rockport. A dramatic photo circulating on the internet showed residents of an assisted living facility in Dickinson being rescued on Sunday. Harris County has 6 suspected flood-related deaths since Harvey made landfall last week. The manners of death will be confirmed this week, she said. This brings the confirmed death toll to 7, which includes the previously reported deaths of a man killed in a fire in Rockport and a woman swept away in Harris County after exiting her vehicle in high water. Another 25 inches could fall in Houston by Saturday. The annual rainfall in Houston, the annual rainfall in total is 50 inches.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, they've seen 25 inches of rain in the last 2 days and another 25 by Saturday. Jesus.
I mean, like, just to put that's 5 feet of water, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, 50 inches kind of
nuts.
makes it sound like it's not that much, but that's 5 feet. That's how they should say it, in my opinion. 5 feet of water. That is so much water.
It's only 4 feet of water.
No, isn't it 5?
It's 4 feet 2 inches.
Yeah. Divided by 12.
No, yeah,
LSJ is
right. Sorry.
Is apparently here.
I see LJ. Okay, so I will do LJ's now. This was held over from the other night. Okay, so LJ asked for Antifa GoBots. So here we go.
All right.
Okay, it might need a little bit of participation from you guys because I'm going to ask some questions like a
Why?
kid's. Well, just listen.
Oh, are we
together.
kids again?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey kids, do you like toys that transform?
No.
Do you like Antifa?
No.
Great, then you're going to love Transtifa from LJ Co. Fascists in disguise. Get ready to fight for justice with Trash Tifa, who turns into a garbage can. Or Hash Tifa, who turns into a Twitter campaign. And don't forget Man Tifa, who turns into a responsible adult. They're very good at appearing to be things they are not. So start your Trans Tifa collection today.
That was really good. I like that.
Trash Tifa. Trash Tifa. All right. There you go, LJ. Hope you like that. Now we're waiting on Snubberth and Sweeper.
We need fan art for that one.
Oh, yeah. Fascists in disguise. Does Trash Tifa attack
You got a thing
himself?
from Sanguine.
What?
You got a thing from Sanguine.
A thing from Sanguine? What do you mean?
A
Oh,
super
thank you,
chat.
Sanguine.
Oh.
It is 4'2". It is a full midget of water. And it's all wet, too.
Ew.
What?
Well, it is. All right. So Harvey aside, unless we have something else we want to say. Also,
I do have a question. Why would you shoot at the people trying to rescue you?
If they're not stopping in time, it's like stop and rescue us or something. I don't know. It's panic. Panic and desperation makes people do stupid things.
At least the guns are safe.
Hey, Pat, do you have an update for us on what's going on in your neck of the woods? I'm curious. And if Captain Assassin... Oh, sorry.
Did he answer yesterday if he's still living in the hospital?
He said he was, yeah.
Thank you, Falcon Millennial. By the way, the U.S. Coast Guard is recalling reserve personnel and asking some discharged to come help. I got a call, and 2 hours later, they called back and said, stand by. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm going to see Navy Swift boats out there soon.
Let's see. But yeah, anybody with Pat or Captain Assassin, if you happen to be listening now or in the future, you can tweet us. Hope everything's okay. Hope you're safe.
Pat says he's home. Cool.
Okay. Oh, good. All right. I hope is home in good shape, relatively. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Let's see, but a lot of people are taking up donations here to help out Houston. Sure. Now, SDA, you've got a charity T-shirt drive going right now, don't you?
Yeah, it is up right now. I still need to finish the other one and get that up, but I'm gonna make a video tomorrow,
Okay.
advertising all of that. So if you want to donate to the Red Cross and get a shirt, there's it's the hurricane shirt on my Teespring store. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So yes, Snubberth and Sweeper on the off chance they show up. But in the meantime, the other big news. Well, if we're not talking about Harvey, what's the other thing we like to talk about around here a lot?
Trump.
Russia,
North Korea.
There you go. Good job. All right. North Korea launched a missile that flew over Japan.
Oh, good.
Do you think when they run out of missiles, they're just going to throw rocks?
I don't know if they have rocks there. I don't think they can afford them.
Snubberth is here. Thank you, Snubberth. A lot of people shitting on Texas for being a red state, saying it deserves it because Trump white people. Yay.
All right.
Let's hear for good old
here.
American discourse.
If Snubberth's here, then we have a group ad to read. So Snubberth asked for a PSA about why traps are super, super gay. Now, do you two have the script in front of you?
I do.
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm prepared. I had
All
it
right.
brought up.
All right. I will begin, and then you guys know your parts. So here we go. And now for a public service announcement.
Roger, why did I find girls' panties in your laundry?
They're mine, Mom. I'm really a girl.
Oh my God, my son is gay.
But how do you know that?
Because I'm your father.
Traps who are gay have trapped kids who are gay. This has been a public service announcement.
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, when you said every time I think PSA, I think that old anti-drug commercial because it's just so perfect. So,
I learned.
all right, and now last one on the list is Sweeper whenever he shows up because he wanted another soup is cereal ad, and so I came up with something new for that. So as soon as we see Sweeper, we'll get onto that. But anyway, so back to North Korea, who is just tempting fate day by day. North Korea has launched a missile that flew over Japan, the Pentagon confirmed Monday. Now, I haven't read this article yet, so I'm wondering, do they actually mean like mainland Japan or just like the Sea of Japanese waters or something? Quote, the missile launched by North Korea flew over Japan. Pentagon spokeswoman, U.S. Army Colonel, did I say spokeswoman? Good God, what is wrong with me today? Pentagon spokesman, U.S. Army Colonel Rob Manning said, we are still in the process of assessing this launch. South Korea's Joint Chiefs issued a statement that North Korea, quote, fired an unidentified projectile from an area near Sunan, Pyongyang, towards the sea east of the Korean peninsula that flew over Japan. What do they mean, flew over Japan? Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Yoshida Suga said the missile passed over the Arimo Cape of Hokkaido, and it is estimated to have fallen in the Pacific Ocean about 180 kilometers east of the Arimo Cape. God, I can't pronounce these weird words from other countries. Quote, we have to say that this morning's launch by the North is the most serious and grave threat ever to us, as the missile seems to have passed through our airspace, Suga told reporters at a news conference. It could endanger peace and security in the Asia-Pacific region. It was also very dangerous and problematic in terms of the traffic safety of planes and ships. The launch is an obvious violation of UN resolutions. We cannot tolerate these repeated provocations by the North. We condemn this in the strongest possible way. Oh yeah, if it hit a plane or something. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe spoke to reporters early Tuesday after reports emerged of North Korea's launch, saying, quote, we'll immediately gather information and analyze it and take all possible measures to ensure people's safety. And then it goes into some history about North Korea and Japan and stuff. So, yeah, It's just let's just keep knocking on hell's door, shall we? Oh,
Thank
Sweeper
you,
Steven.
Steven. Chatelet, everyone, stopping in on my way to work to show love, and I totally did not troll no bullshit.
All right, so now we have
bad.
Yeah, bad. Don't do that. And don't pay attention to anything Irate Bear said at about the 5 or 6 minute mark in his latest video regarding tongue buttering turtle caves. It's totally inappropriate. All right, so Sweeper had asked for another soup as cereal ad, or vice versa. And so in the spirit of a kind of like PSA, oh, we have another one from Falcon.
Why don't we kill the fucker?
We don't do political assassinations anymore.
Well, the funny thing is, every time this happens, somebody condemns it in the most extreme terms.
Because China's there. That's why, because China's still there. They can't really say anything more than that because China's still the big brother in so many terms. All right, so here we go. Stalwart patriot Ranting Monkey has taken a brave stand on the issue of cereal as soup. But some dumb American says the people have spoken, and cereal is not, and never will be, soup. By voting for Proposition 69, you'll be pushing back against such naysayers and letting all cereals know that they have the right to determine their own existence. And cereal's rights are your rights. Vote for freedom. Vote for choice. Vote yes on Proposition 69.
Cereal is breakfast soup. That's all I'm going to say.
Do you endorse this message?
I do indeed.
No, you have to say, my name is Ranting Monkey and I endorse this.
My name is Ranting Monkey and I endorse this message.
Very good. There you go. Now you can be a politician. Yeah, vote for freedom. Don't vote for Minding Freedom because he's German.
Are Germans allowed to vote? Falcon Millennial, thank you. 1 B2 and 2 F-22s or a sniper team, done. Jimmy Carter made it so we're not allowed to do that anymore.
Yeah, we could easily, relatively speaking, rid the world of Kim Jong-un and then probably start World War III. If anybody's going to start it, it's going to be him, and it's not going to happen because China will say no.
Thank you, Jonathan Malone. All three of you have now been equally paid again. I'm going to have to find an easier way to keep payroll balanced. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, tongue buttering turtle caves.
Well, thank you for supplementing what we forgot to do at the top of the show, Jonathan.
Yes, and thank you.
Also, hit that like button. Yeah, hit that like button if you haven't already. And the new edition I want to keep pushing. If you like what the three of us do, please share our videos because YouTube is doing us no favors anymore. Okay, well, we're kind of at potpourri now, which we haven't done in a couple of days. So, SDA, are you ready for some potpourri?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have Martin Luther King statue. We have Gone with the Wind. We have Cloudflare Second Thoughts. And we have New Mexico library shooting.
I feel bad because I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to remember those. Polop asked, "Thank you for the donation. Origin of the name Ranting Monkey related to No Bullshit. I am not related to No Bullshit, and Ranting Monkey is a combination of monkey, which my mom used to call me when I was little, and the fact that I get ranty sometimes. Sorry, go ahead.
The shooty.
Shooty. Okay, this was breaking just shortly before the stream began. I think it's somewhat resolved now. Let me refresh it real quick because it is the AP that might have updated it. Okay, Clovis, New Mexico. Police officers swarmed a public library in downtown Clovis on Monday after getting reports of a shooting inside. New Mexico State Police Officer Carl Christensen could not immediately say whether there were any fatalities or injuries, but said officers with the Clovis Police Department responded about 4 p.m. to reports of an active shooter inside the downtown building. City officials were expected to hold a briefing Monday evening. The Eastern New Mexico News reported that ambulances were dispatched to the scene and at least one victim was taken to Clovis Municipal Airport for transport to a hospital in Lubbock, Texas. Let's see. Kim Tipton, who was in a building across the street from the library, saw multiple police units arrive a few minutes after 4 p.m. and they had their rifles drawn. Another story I saw said they had a person in custody in connection to this. And so at the time that I grabbed the story, it was like an active breaking story, but I think it's resolved now, at least to whatever extent it can be. So there was that. So we have remaining Martin Luther King statue, Gone with the Wind, and Cloudflare Second Thoughts.
Cloudflare
CEO questions his decision to terminate neo-Nazi website. A little-known tech company is at the center of a debate over power on the internet. Cloudflare, a security firm that provides protection from cyber attacks and helps websites perform faster, removed a neo-Nazi website, the Daily Stormer, from its network last week. The move left the website vulnerable to hackers by taking away its security protection. But Matthew Prince, co-founder and CEO of Cloudflare, is now questioning whether that decision was the right one. In an interview with CNN's Paula Newton on Quest Means Business, Prince said the removal sparked a necessary conversation about censorship online. Quote, "You win a lot of points for firing Nazis from using your service," Prince said, "but it sets a dangerous precedent when a company that most of your viewers have never heard of is effectively deciding what can and cannot be on the internet." 10% of all internet requests pass through Cloudflare's network, but unlike Facebook or Google products you see all the time, Cloudflare is part of the internet's infrastructure. It's invisible, but important. Prince acknowledged that the internet community might not be comfortable with the notion that an obscure company has the power to censor what's online. He would be right, in my opinion. Offensive and harmful internet content is by no means new, but tech companies are only just starting to confront the role they've played helping to distribute and support that content. I wouldn't say they're only just. It's been going on for several years now. Twitter, for example, plays whack-a-mole with some harassers and keeps other offensive tweets online. The Daily Stormer site was also dumped by web hosting services GoDaddy and Google after it published a derogatory story about Heather Heyer, who was killed while protesting against a white supremacist rally in Charlottesville. Following the violence in Charlottesville, many tech companies cracked down on hate groups. Facebook removed a number of white supremacist groups. PayPal blocked payments to white supremacist accounts. GoFundMe banned crowdfunding campaigns for the driver who killed Heyer. Jeez. Apple reportedly blocked payments to websites selling Nazi-themed goods, and Airbnb kicked off users who were associated with the Charlottesville rally. Holy cats, I didn't hear about those last ones. The Daily Stormer moved its content to a dark web website last week that's only accessible through Tor software. And you know what? That is emblematic of exactly what's going to happen if they keep deplatforming the people who have the bad ideas. They will go underground where you can't see them. They will sit there. They will fester. It'll become worse, and then it'll blow up in some way, literally or figuratively, that might not have happened otherwise if you'd given them an outlet or given them an opportunity to be challenged.
Can you say Oklahoma City? Real quick. Thank you, Chaos Eve, for the donation. Here's my first down payment on my soul cleansing. 1% of the way there. I cannot even begin to say this.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
I've done it in the past. Give me a second. It's been a while. Finglein McFlacken Cthulhu Riley Wathagan Fatagan.
What the fuck
It's
just happened?
In his house at Riley, Cthulhu's wait streaming or sleep streaming, that kind of thing. It's H.P. Lovecraft, Elder God speak.
Why can you do that?
I don't even know if I did it right because the whole idea behind Lovecraft and his Elder God names for the most part is they are the best attempt at human vocal cords to verbalize the impossible. And so Cthulhu or Cthulhu or however he said it was supposed to be said. Everything you see there is the unpronounceable sounds of the infinite insanity. There's just, yeah. Yes, all you need says it correctly. In his house at Riley, dead Cthulhu waits dreaming. And when the stars are right, he will rise from his house at Riley and consume the world. Whenever that is.
Okay.
It's Lovecraft lore. You have to be really cool to understand it. That's all.
I don't think that's the thing.
I
Okay.
think it is. I was impressed. I thought that was awesome that you could do that.
There's a new Call of Cthulhu. So Call of Cthulhu was the name of the short story that Lovecraft wrote describing the character and everything, which is one of his best stories. There is a role-playing game called Call of Cthulhu that's been around since the early 80s. And for the first time, an actual, as far as I can tell, endorsed version of Call of Cthulhu, the video game RPG, is coming out in the nearer future. They've attempted to do Lovecraftian games in the past, some better than others. But Lovecraft's kind of hard to translate over into a video game because it's so much about insanity and like internal conflict stuff and mood and atmosphere. So I could go on, but I should probably stop.
SDA, read Lovecraft. I'm freaking good. I'm okay.
Give it a shot. Okay, so remaining. So, what do you guys think of the Cloudflare CEO thinking twice about that?
I'm with you. All they're going to do is drive it underground until somebody fucking snaps.
Mm-hmm.
You know what you do? You bring these guys out into the light and you make fun of them endlessly.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when Geraldo Rivera started having KKK guys on his show,
mm-hmm.
I really think that at that point, once you started having those guys on talk shows and showing up in their little pajamas and everything, I think that was the real significant downturn to the whole idea of the KKK being a threat, because they were turned into cartoon characters on live TV. Besides the fact that it was just becoming less and less fashionable to be a racial purist, organizations like this or ideologies like this don't lose their strength by driving them into the shadows. They get worse.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I completely agree with his second thoughts. I wish he'd had them before he did it.
Hiding it doesn't make it go away.
No.
They get that, right?
No.
It's cockroaches. You turn on the light. What do the cockroaches do? They scatter into the dark. You got to find them, and you can't do it that way.
It doesn't kill them.
But I'm really surprised, honestly, that I'm not hearing allusions or warnings made regarding things like Oklahoma City coming up more often these days, with Antifa, with driving the supremacists underground, this kind of homegrown, just, you know, violence and terrorism in the name of something more righteous. So eventually, this isn't my fingers crossed or something, but just that if past is prologue, sooner or later, somebody's going to do something exceedingly stupid in the name of their righteous cause. And it's going to be not Islam for once. It's going to be somebody either on the far left or the far right thinking that they have to cleanse the world of something they think is antithetical to their ideal utopia or something. But anyway, Martin Luther King statue or Gone with the Wind?
Statue.
Okay. Statue of Martin Luther King Jr. unveiled in his hometown. The daughter of civil rights leader Martin Luther King Jr. stood beside her father's newly unveiled statue Monday, just a few blocks from where he grew up, handing out hugs and telling each well-wisher, "It's about time," because there's never been a statue of Martin Luther King Jr. ever, I guess. Or maybe not in his hometown. I guess that is kind of weird. Not in his hometown.
How long before this thing gets defaced?
Well, how long before somebody says, you know, Martin Luther King was against homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
And he definitely would have been against gay marriage. So obviously he's a fascist.
Got to come down.
Also, he preached, you know, content of character rather than color of skin, which, you know, goes against that whole white privilege thing. So
he was a colorblind guy. So obviously he was racist.
Yeah. The statue paying tribute to King made its public debut Monday morning on the Georgia Capitol grounds in front of around 800 people, including Governor Nathan Deal, many other state political leaders, and several members of the King family. The sculpture installation comes more than 3 years after Georgia lawmakers endorsed the project. Quote, 49 years ago, when my father was assassinated, he was the most hated man in America. Today, he is one of the most loved men in the world. His ideology certainly isn't, by people who would say otherwise, but Let's see. That was the Reverend Bernice King said of her father. Let's see. A replica of the nation's Liberty Bell told 3 times before the 8-foot bronze statue was unveiled on the 54th anniversary of King's I Have a Dream speech at the 1963 March on Washington. The statue depicts King in mid-stride as his left arm holds an overcoat while grasping a batch of papers. All right. Yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up with the whole statue thing going on. And, you know, if you want to take it to the extreme of statues representing something bad, well. And lastly, one that was actually, it's been active the last couple of days, but I forgot to bring it up last night. Racial content sweeps away Gone with the Wind screening.
Do I know?
So now there's a little movie trivia factoid that I will bring up if the article doesn't momentarily, but here we go. Memphis, Tennessee. A Tennessee theater has canceled a long-running screening of Gone with the Wind because of racially insensitive content in the classic 1939 film.
Like, no shit.
Yeah, imagine that. This is why 12 Years a Slave will never be played again in any theater, or Roots, or any movie dealing with stuff in a time where things were worse than they are now, because a depiction of something awful is as awful as the thing it's depicting. Officials at Memphis's Orpheum Theater have announced that the film will not be shown during its summer movie series in 2018. Theater president Brett Batterson says in a statement that, quote, the Orpheum cannot show a film that is insensitive to a large segment of its local population, unquote. Okay, the article doesn't mention this, but I will give you this little movie factoid that I knew immediately after seeing this article. Guess which film earned an Oscar for the very first Black actress to do so?
Gone with the Wind?
Yes. Yes. The best supporting actress went to, I forget her name, but she's the lady who played the maid. And she was the very,
Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, she was the very first Black actress to ever win an Oscar. And so the movie that was racially insensitive, that cannot be played because it's so offensive, that depicts things that, situations and circumstances that were a thing that happened, that earned a woman in real life an Oscar.
Maybe this is part of Hollywood just trying to be so white. They're getting rid of that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Hollywood's so white. Can't have a movie that earned a Black actress the first Oscar.
Nope, nope, nope. Wow. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with people? Seriously.
Oh, Base Mama's in the chat. Hi, Mama.
Hey,
Hi,
Mama.
Base Mama.
So, on to MSS News.
Also, yeah, and also I can't obviously show it here on the stream, but the very first performance of the new Kermit the Frog voice is out there.
Oh, is it?
I listened to it. It's a very brief little video, and it's not bad. Not bad. It doesn't, you know, nobody. I don't think anybody's going to be able to match that sort of rumble that Henson had behind his Jim Henson. Whenever he did a voice of Kermit, there's just a little bit of gravel to it that most people can't seem to emulate. But the person doing it now, decent job. I thought it was good.
Can you in your Kermit voice say the new Kermit the Frog?
The new Kermit the Frog.
There you go.
I don't even know, but
I don't like your Kermit voice.
I got to practice.
I like his Kermit voice.
I got to practice my Kermit more because I've done my sort of quasi Bullwinkle Barney voice far more often than my Kermit.
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
So whenever I try to like stretch my voice to do something like that, I always feel like I'm just dipping into a Kermit cadence of a Bullwinkle voice or something. So. Okay, MSS News. And so, chat, if you have stories that you'd like us to read on the air or take a look at, please send them to us with via Twitter with the hashtag MSS News, and we will take a look. Can't promise we'll read them all, but we will definitely look them over. And let's see. Okay, we talked about that one. All right, so this one was sent by New Fate 26, and it holds a place close to my heart because it deals with LARPing.
No, okay.
And this is from the Wall Street Journal, a very distinguished publication. LARPing, an often misused term for role-playing. True LARPers have a decades-long history inspired by knights and wizards, not racists. Now, I don't know why they would have to point this out, but I'm curious because, well, this article exists. When white supremacists descended on Charlottesville, Virginia for the Unite the Right rally earlier this month, many of them came equipped with uniforms and paraphernalia associated with the Nazis and Confederacy. That's not LARPing.
That's just them dressing up. I mean, okay.
Okay, interviewed by Political, Peter Duke, a Los Angeles photographer who has specialized in capturing images of the alt-right movement, characterized such dressing up as LARPing. Okay. I have LARPed for over a decade or more. LARPing is live action role play. It's like if you take a D&D game and instead of sitting at a table with dice and pencils and papers, you go and dress up in like Halloween costumes of your characters and you interact in impromptu acting in a fictional setting, doing fictional things and making, depends on your system, but either throwing rock, paper, scissors to resolve challenges rather than actually have physical combat. Some LARPers do actual physical combat, like with boffer swords, which are made of like PVC pipe and foam. Depends on what your style is. Or with like Vampire the Masquerade, you're walking around having like fake political intrigues and court dramas and things like that. That is LARPing. Dressing up as a Nazi to go to a political rally is not LARPing. So Peter Duke, Los Angeles photographer, you know not what the fuck you are talking about. That's just me talking. Quote, these people play video games and think if they dress up like their favorite characters, they are sending some kind of message, he said. That's not how it works.
No.
Okay, then cosplay. Okay, then every nerd convention is LARPing. Everyone that goes to a comic book convention dresses up as their favorite character is LARPing. It's not about actually telling a story. It's not about participating in a narrative where everybody's trying to sort of impromptu play off of each other, and you have people running the game and holding a plot line and check and everything. If just dressing up like something is LARPing, then every Halloween person is a LARPer, and that's not what it is. You're an idiot. LARPing has long described the pastime in which enthusiasts don costumes and props associated with a particular fantasy world, yes, or historical period, no. Reenactors are not LARPers. If you're a Confederate reenactor, you're going to
How is that not LARPing?
Okay, so
live action role playing a Confederate person.
There is a there is a differential between doing a historical recreation and playing off a fictional storyline with a character that you've made up. Because if I'm representing someone who existed in history and I'm going to a battlefield to then recreate that battlefield, yeah, I mean, it is a fine distinction, I understand, but there is there is a distinct distance between LARPing in a fantasy setting and historical recreation.
All right.
In my opinion. I'll just say in my opinion, from my experience.
I would agree with you. It's one of those things where they're trying to expand the definition to mean any dress up and reenact, but no.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a very short article. I'm not going to read it all. It from my experience, and I am biased because I did this for a long time and other things, but these guys are mushing together a whole bunch of different things and calling it one thing. Showing up to a political rally dressed up as a Nazi is not LARPing. For that, I'm sure. You can argue over the reenactors and people doing D&D stuff, but making a political statement at a rally by putting on a swastika is not live action role playing. Anyway, I'll move on from that because I was getting a little heated.
Real quick, Ragin in the chat asked Lady Monkey if the beeps you heard in my last video were YouTube or me. I did that as a joke.
Oh, I was wondering about that.
It was just done as a joke because I was personally insulting somebody. And I hope you can still hear what I said, but that was just me being silly.
Okay. Okay, this sounds funny, which is what I need after that one. This comes from Pincalo the driver, or Eric the driver, or the driver. I'm probably going to say that every time now. Maple Leafs scout charged with DUI after golf cart incident at amusement park. You get pulled over for DUI in a golf cart. That's saying something.
Everybody who drives a golf cart's drunk.
Yeah, we have a story like this recently. A different one. Toronto Maple Leaf scout Lindsay Hofford is facing 5 charges after allegedly becoming intoxicated, stealing a golf cart, and hitting another vehicle in a New York State amusement park over the weekend.
Nice.
Maple Leaf spokesperson Steve Keogh said the team is aware of the incident but declined to comment further. According to the Buffalo News report, Hofford, 53, was arrested and charged with driving while intoxicated, unauthorized use of a vehicle without the owner's consent, leaving the scene of an accident, making an unsafe lane change, and refusing to take a breath test.
Making an unsafe lane change. They threw that at dicks. That's funny.
Yeah, probably. Wait, Base Mama said, I saw my name in chat. I'm just waiting around this week to get Scribe to make me a commercial. I'm aware that I'll be waiting for a while. I'm okay with that. Mama, you just have to tell me what commercial you want me to do, and yours is free because you're Base Mama. You just let me know. Either tweet it to me or put it in the chat here, and I'll work on it.
That's titty privilege.
That's Mama putting me on the stream that introduced me to you.
That's Mama being Mama. I was just making a bad joke there.
I know, but I'm just in case anybody else asks, you know, I do hold out certain privileges for friends of mine that go back a long way that have never asked anything of me before. So, you know.
I wish I was known far and wide for a body part.
Well, given your past exploits, I would think you are.
Well, maybe.
Okay, just saying. You've described your history in the past, so.
Yeah, but like nobody comes onto a stream and goes, "Oh, there's Monkey with his long dick." You know what I mean?
You got a super chat.
Thank you, Base Mama. Here's some money. I'd give more, but I'm poor. You don't have to give money, but I appreciate it. And love you.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
This one was sent to me by a couple of people, but the one that I'm getting off of Twitter is also from Picala Driver. OPP, not quite sure what that is, maybe it's Ontario, says $250 million cocaine seizure is the largest in its history. And
that's a lot of coke.
There's a picture of a giant boulder of cocaine. I'm not even kidding. It's like a giant. It's like something that you would find falling off the side of a castle or something. It is. I'll put the link in the chat because holy cats, man, this is. Okay, so let me read the story here. A tip from a member of the public has triggered the single largest drug seizure in the history of the Ontario Provincial Police. The force netted 1,062 kilograms of 97% pure cocaine, which has a wholesale value of $60 million and an estimated street value of $250 million. This is a massive seizure, bigger than anything I've seen in 33 years of my policing, said Vince Hawks, OPP commissioner said. Vince Hawks, that's a great name.
Sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Armed tactical officers stood guard at the press conference near the wall of multicolored cocaine bricks on display. There was a further armed guard at the entranceway. The cocaine will be destroyed at a secret location. Quote, yeah. There's a lot of drugs out there and drugs are killing people, Hawks said. Yes, very good. It's an amazing size seizure, OPP Deputy Commissioner Rick Barnum said, adding the investigation is ongoing. The OPP declined to elaborate on the tip that started the massive operation. Yeah, and there's pictures here of just this giant boulder, and then a couple of the cops are holding another piece. That's crazy.
Well, aren't those all bricks of cocaine behind them?
Yeah, along with the stuff on the table.
A lot of coke.
Yeah, you would think that's just the wall of the room. No, that's cocaine. Yeah. Okay, let's see what time we got. How many more you want to do?
Excessive to me.
How many more you want to do, Monkey?
A couple more.
Snickering Bear sent the Gone with the Wind story too. Thank you. Let's see.
Did I miss anything? Okay.
Yeah. Did Mama ask for an ad or something? I might have missed it. If not, Mama, tweet me directly so I don't miss it if you have something you want me to do for you. Oh, God. Okay. Snickering Bear. On the Wonderful World of Drugs, is this a Florida man story? No, this is a Texas story, it looks like. Maybe. Let's see. No, it is a Florida story. I take it back. They just they had the Texas symbol for Red Cross relief. That's what it was. Okay. Florida man, our favorite supervillain, Florida man. Florida man stuffs over $1,000 in rectum in attempt to hide it from deputies.
What? What?
Deputies in Marion County say that a Florida man stuffed up over $1,000 up his buttocks into his rectum in an attempt to hide it from deputies after he was arrested on Saturday. Early morning on Saturday. Is this the guy's real name? Okay. So imagine this. Early morning on Saturday, Patreon Stokes, 26.
Nice.
Patreon stuffed $1,000 up inside its ass. Was pulled over on the highway for speeding. In the front passenger seat of the car was a 7-month-old child. The deputy who pulled Stokes over said that he could smell marijuana coming from inside the vehicle. After searching the vehicle, deputies found 197 grams of methamphetamine, rock cocaine, and 4 grams of heroin. A scale was also found in the car. Stokes also had a small amount of marijuana and a large amount of money on his person. Stokes was charged with trafficking methamphetamine, trafficking heroin, possession of cocaine with intent to sell, manufacture or deliver, possession of marijuana, and possession of drug equipment. He was arrested and taken to the Marion County Jail. Officers say that when they arrived at the jail, the money Stokes had on him appeared to be missing. Stokes said that the deputies had already collected the money. Quote, detention deputies then noticed something quite unusual. Marion County Sheriff's Office posted on their Facebook page. Deputies observed $20 bills falling from Stokes's buttocks.
What?
He was shitting cash.
How did they just notice? Never mind. Thank you, real quick. Now that is a place you don't want a paper cut, and I really feel sorry for whomever sells this dude anything. Yeah, no shit. No shit.
After a necessary but undesirable process for everyone involved, the deputies said, they located $1,090 in U.S. currency hidden in Stokes' rectum.
How did they know they were done?
Oh, God, Monkey!
What? Oh, the headline that the guys put on their Facebook page, they called it crack money.
Well played, well played.
Oh God. And here's judging from Stokes's mugshot, he looks pretty bummed about the whole situation. They posted on Facebook. For all of our wonderful cashiers in Marion County, we apologize for giving you this terrible mental image today. If you choose to use gloves during your daily routines, we understand.
Ah.
All right, that's a good one to end on.
Do it where they didn't notice.
My life makes me sad.
I have so many questions. Like, did he just shove it up there all willy-nilly, or did he like roll it up nice? Was it all cash?
Can you not, please?
What? What's wrong with butt money?
Oh.
Thank you, Sanguine. So did he pass his credit check? Wonder if he's going to pay his bail in that.
Oh.
I hate you sometimes.
That's okay. I hate me sometimes too.
Good.
What do we have? We have one more good story.
Let's see.
Butt money.
Let me go back here. 1 second. California's. Oh, okay. Is this true? Maybe it's true. Okay. This comes from Shady Grin. When was the story? Oh, no, this story is today. Okay. This is from the Daily Wire. California moves to jail people who use the wrong pronoun.
Oh, of course.
Oh, boy. Okay. California legislators are set to vote this week on a bill that could criminalize using the wrong pronoun to refer to a transgender individual. The bill, which passed the California State Senate in May, has moved into the California State Assembly as part of a slew of gender-based, quote, anti-discrimination, unquote, laws designed to protect California residents who don't believe they fall into the gender binary. Titled the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender Long-Term Care Facility Residents Bill of Rights.
Don't drag us into this.
The new law would allow transgender individuals living in care facilities like nursing homes to use bathrooms in line with their preferred gender, not necessarily their biological gender. So, like invalid
Biological sex.
This only applies
biological.
For biological gender, the sex. Living in care facilities like nursing homes. So elderly transgender people and or people who just need special care. It doesn't apply to anybody else. Okay. And would punish any caregivers who, quote, knowingly, unquote, uses the wrong gender pronoun to refer to one of their patients. Use he instead of she, and you could face a $1,000 fine and up to a year in jail for gender-based discrimination and harassment.
That is ridiculous.
The law, which says knowingly, does not seem to identify a specific standard. No shit. Leaving interpretation of motive up to authorities. Oh, great. Unsurprisingly, free speech advocates, who are obviously racists, and faith-based care facilities are upset about the development, partly because they would be compelled to act in a way that defies their religious dogma, and partially because there's absolutely no way the state will limit the bill's protections just to care facilities. It sounds awfully limited, awfully restrained to one thing.
How would they even do that just for care facilities?
Oh, Base Mama just sent me... Tell you what, Mama, if you're still in the chat, I think you are. I'm going to work on that one. I will start working on that. Actually, if you want me to do that as an ad, like an actual ad you will use, I'll cook something up. I'll record it separately and send you a link to an unlisted video that you can make use of that. Because not that you know, I have a tendency to screw things up on the stream, and I'd like it to be a nice clean recording for you. So I'll cook something up for you. I'll get that done between now and the end of the week, if not earlier. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's...
I'm seriously going to have my gender changed to royalty.
Yeah, Your Majesty.
So people have to. Yes. Those are going to be my pronouns. So yeah, let's call it a day on MSS News with that fucking nonsense. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, I was looking for a funny one, but that one just grabbed my attention.
Well, we had butt money for our funny one, so.
That's true. Yeah, crack money was just.
How do I? Never mind.
That's gotta hurt.
YouTube time.
Can we like not?
Not YouTube time?
No, not that.
Butt money. SDA, what'd you do today?
I made a video about crap. What did I make a video about?
It was just today.
Was it about butt money?
No, it wasn't about. I literally don't remember. Crap. What?
Somebody tell SDA what she made her video about.
Please, I forgot.
This is why scripting videos helps with the whole memory thing, because you have to think about it for a long time. Just saying. They say haircuts.
Right, Macklemore's haircut. Right, because we're all. He has a haircut or whatever. And people were mad because he something, and then he was like, "I got rid of it," and then everybody was like, "Oh, thanks," and yeah.
Okay. Who's Macklemore?
He's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did that song about like,
the thrift shop, if you
yeah,
will.
thrift shop. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and he did a song called "White Privilege" or something at one. This, oh yeah, do you remember Kazi Goto or Koto when he was like
Gazi Kodzo.
Gazi Koto, whatever. Anyway, there was this. I remember when he was doing a video with his personal white slave in the background, reading the lyrics to Macklemore's song, and he was like critiquing it way back when. Yeah.
Okay.
Is that all you did today?
I made a whole video. Don't like.
No, I didn't know if there was something else you wanted to talk about.
Oh.
I don't want to just move on if you had more to say.
No, just that was stupid. What else is there to say? Like, it was dumb for somebody, because somebody literally went out of their way to be like, "Excuse you, Macklemore, can you please renounce your own?" Like, that is literally the quote, by the way. "Can you please renounce your haircut or denounce your haircut?" And he's like, and he actually fucking does it, the idiot. And he's like, "Oh, I got rid of it." Just, all right. Like, why appease these people?
Fear.
Because, yeah, exactly.
Fear will keep the outlying systems in line. Fear of this battle station.
Is that a quote?
That was a very badly mangled Star Wars quote. Yes.
Bloodwing says he's getting butt money tattooed on his ass. I wouldn't recommend that.
No, what you want to get tattooed on your ass if you're that guy is "cash dispensed here."
Ew.
I know somebody.
Can you just
Just the letters
why?
ATM.
ATM. Ass to mouth. What?
Oh my god! You both need to just. You both need to be stopped.
I didn't do that one.
No, that's all on
Can you hear
me.
me? I said you both. Both of you.
I know, but I was.
We're a bad influence on each other. What are you gonna say?
You are. Just
Yeah.
stop.
We're
Where's
in third
Lady
grade.
Monkey?
Where's Lady Monkey?
Yeah.
She's gonna rein him in. What are you, nuts?
Well,
tried,
she
it
can
doesn't
at
work.
least nipple twist him.
Oh Lord.
Scribbles. Did you do a video about butt money?
No, I didn't. I started scripting something today, and of course, I took time out to write the ads we had tonight. I've been trying to look. I'm trying not to lean too much on the usual suspects like Splinter and Snarled and things like that. I'm trying to find something a little bit more academic. I found two things today that I'm debating on. I started scripting one. There was a talks at Google where they have this guy on who is who has a doctorate in, I think, educational sociology or something. And he's giving a speech to a room full of educators, like people from school districts and things, about the difference between equity and equality in education. And I haven't gotten very far into it yet, but one of his first statements is, if you're a school district who has an equity office or an equity officer, then you know you have an equity problem. And I thought, so do schools that don't have those things, they don't have an equity problem? Or is if you take an initiative as a form of prevention, is that an admission of guilt? It was just a really weird thing for him to say, and I'm still trying to get some context out of it. But his big where I left off was he was going to define the difference between an equity educational system and an equality educational system. And I started to think, well, equity just means justice, or it just means like fairness and impartiality. You know, I mean, both words start with EQ, but they're completely different concepts. Whereas equality is, you know, in general terms, the equality of rights and opportunities and things like that. And so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do a video on this guy because I haven't gotten further enough in to tell. And the other video I saw was a video that's actually from talk from 2014 that's only being posted now, where this another sociology expert guy starts describing what is structural racism and how to cure it. And in the first 5 minutes, he spouts off such gobbledygook of pseudo-intellectual nonsense, I actually started getting a headache trying to figure out what he was saying, because I was just waiting for him to give a definition. What is structural racism? What is it? I've been waiting for this for a long time. And he just either doesn't or can't do it. And so I'm looking at those two. I've already started a little script on the Google Talks one. I might do something on that.
Gobbledygook is definitely one of my favorite things that you say.
No, gobbledygook. Yeah, I like that word too.
Oh, but butt money is too far.
Yes.
That, you know, it gets all over butt money. Gobbledygook.
You're disgusting.
No.
You are disgusting.
Anyway, but
Disgusting. Sorry.
let's see what else. Yeah. So anyway, I'm looking around for stuff. I watched a whole lot of different videos today, trying to see if something really grabbed my attention, and only those two have so far. But here's the other thing I wanted to mention real quick. So when I started doing this, I would have like a list of specific keywords I'd look up on YouTube, and then just hit the posted today filter. And there was always something interesting that would pop up no matter what I put in. More and more lately, when I put in my little keywords, I see videos that are, at least by their titles and such, generally aligned with the stuff I would usually say about those topics. I don't say this is indicative of anything or anything else, but the propensity of the videos coming out these days to be more opposed to the far regressive notions seems to be increasing, which, like you said before, we're quote unquote winning on YouTube, even if we're not technically winning in the real world. So I might start looking elsewhere for subject matter than YouTube. Not quite sure yet, maybe Facebook or other places, but it's getting more difficult, which might or might not be a good sign. I don't know. Anyway, that's
Lady
my YouTube
Monkey.
stuff.
Oh, sorry. Lady Monkey just said na 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 butt money. I'm just saying. I didn't come up with any videos today. I didn't do any videos today, but I did come up with an idea. I talked about it before, about just taking all the Antifa trash and all the white supremacist assholes and sticking them in one state. And I came up with an even better idea, and I want to make a video about this, and it'll probably get me kicked off YouTube if I do. I want to make a gladiator ring for these guys, and when they all come in, each side they have to strip naked because no weapons are allowed. It has to just be bare fist knuckle fighting, and they'll get colors that match their side. Okay, so on the Antifa side, you're going to get red and black because that's what their faggy little flag looks like, you know. And then on the other side, we're going to give them the Confederates colors, red and blue. Now, you might notice that both of them have red. That's just to keep things interesting. So you might accidentally beat the hell out of the wrong people, because that would just make it more fun for me. And then to steal George Carlin's bit, you put it all on pay-per-view, and we pay off the national debt, because I would pay to watch that. But otherwise, I didn't do anything productive today. I was watching a baby. Oh, I got to tell you about Grand Monkey.
Yes.
Grand Monkey went to Chuck E. Cheese for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Oh, really?
And yes,
So we're talking about this.
She loved it. And Lady Monkey filmed the little animatronic Chuck E. Cheese singing.
Mm-hmm.
She watches it every time she comes over, and she will watch it repeatedly, and she will turn the volume all the way up on the phone and just stare at it. Well, I can't remember if it was yesterday or today. She decided she's going back to Chuck E. Cheese. And Grandma told her, yep, we're going to go back to Chuck E. Cheese. So apparently that's happening this weekend. And she looks at me today and she goes, Grandma taking me to Chuck E. Cheese. I'm going to like it, and it's going to be exciting. I was like, oh my gosh.
That is so cute.
She is so freaking adorable. Yeah,
just wait until she sees Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. Not going to do that to the poor kid.
No.
But yeah, I didn't do anything on YouTube today.
I had a quick question for Lady Monkey, and really only for Lady Monkey because she's the expert here. Who is Butt Money's sidekick? Is it Bobbin?
It's Afro Taint.
Butt money and Afro taint. Gross. All right, we need some fan art of butt money and Afro taint fighting. What like the jerker? The jerker.
We can the jerker. Oh my god. Guys, this is not only going to be demonetized, I'm not going to be able to stream again after this. So if you could donate really big right now, I'd appreciate it. I actually have a deep topic today.
You thought of one?
I did.
Oh my god.
But it's regarding a movie.
Yay!
But it's a movie SDA will actually like talking about.
Yay!
I'm skeptical.
Well, okay, you might not enjoy talking about it, but I'm sure you've seen it.
Okay.
So I was watching Beauty and the Beast with my granddaughter today.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Which one?
The cartoon.
Okay.
And if you watch this movie, at the beginning of it, there's an old lady who shows up at the prince's house or his castle and tells him that, well, offers him a rose if he'd let her stay the night, which, by the way, I wouldn't let some fucking weird woman stay the night at my house for a rose either. So I'm kind of with him on that.
Did you marry one, though?
No, she's not weird. And she's very attractive.
She's not weird. Okay.
Thank you, Sanguine. Quickly Afro taint to the turtle cave.
Too perfect. Too perfect.
Lady Monkey did give you a sidekick. Dunero.
De Niro. Oh,
I get
Robert De Niro.
Yeah. Yep, I'm with you now.
De Niro.
Okay, so back to the movie here. She turns into this beautiful fairy and curses him and gives him the rose and all this and tells him that he has to learn to love, basically, which has nothing to do with what happened at the door. I just want to point that out.
Right.
But she turns him into a hideous beast, and he just has to learn to love anyone. I feel that it's cheating to let him learn to love a pretty girl. I mean,
that's not where I thought you were going with that.
Because you think lowly of me, and I'm actually a very high class person.
No, I thought you were gonna go like the normal route and be like, well, you're cursing a 10-year-old kid because he's still like in his 20s when. Oh
no, yeah, that's there too. No, I was more thinking about. I mean, isn't it? Wouldn't it have been a much more deep lesson for him to learn to love a fat, ugly bitch?
Well, when you think about it, it's more of a lesson for Belle than it is for him.
Exactly.
Now that you say it like that.
It's also a case of Stockholm syndrome.
Indeed,
well,
it is.
That's actually not necessarily true because, like,
could she leave?
She chooses to stay there. Yeah, she could leave.
No, what she promised to stay on her word.
Yeah, she did it. But she could leave.
But you're right. It's the lesson for Belle. She's the one that has to learn to love the ugly person and that there's somebody deeper inside.
Right.
Yeah, that has nothing to do. So, like, he hasn't learned anything. He's learned that, like, can fuck pretty girl.
Yeah. And yeah. I, every time I watch a Disney cartoon, I find a new fucked up message. And that was the one I found today. I was like, that makes no goddamn sense.
What's another one that you found? I want to hear them.
Well, like in this one's been pointed out many times, watching Frozen, all men are bad.
Okay, yeah, no, I got you. Oh, something that I was thinking about in regard. Have you seen the new Beauty and the Beast?
No.
The remake?
The live action?
Okay, well, in the remake, so in the original cartoon, right, Gaston is a pompous ass who can't read, right? Yes. He's like, how do you read any of this? There's no pictures. But in the live action one, he quotes Shakespeare at her, and she's like, fuck off. Like, her reaction to him is the exact same, even though the interaction is totally different. So in the cartoon, he's like, I don't give a shit what you like. You're just going to have my babies. And she's like, can you fucking believe that? Which I get. But in the live action one, he's like, you like Shakespeare, I like Shakespeare. And she's like, what the fuck? That's ridiculous. So her reaction doesn't change, but what he does completely changes. Yeah. And what irritated me about that in the live action was that she and the Beast literally bond over Shakespeare. Like, her dick inside me criteria is Shakespeare. But like,
Dick inside me criteria. I love that. You should put that on a T-shirt. You should put like, what's your dick inside me criteria?
but I'm just saying, like, that's her criteria to like dick her, is that you have to like Shakespeare, and one of them is not furry. And like already rich. I mean, like, I guess the prince is rich too, but he's fuzzy and has an anger problem. Like, you turned Gaston from this asshat to this guy who likes to read, who is interested in this other person who likes to read, and so she just turns into a bitch. I don't know. It's weird. I guess. So they should have. You can't just like change his interaction completely and then have her reaction to be the exact same. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, because there are no redeeming qualities about Gaston.
Yeah, but in the live action movies, but in the live action movie, there are redeeming qualities about him. So when she's like, "Can you believe him?" You're like, "Yeah, actually, I can. You both like Shakespeare." It doesn't work.
They have things in common. Certainly, they can't go together.
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm trying to think of other ones that have stuck out to me. Like the one in Moana I never got is why the sea, which can do so many things, doesn't just put the damn gem back itself.
Did you guys like Moana?
I love Moana.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's excellent.
Is it? Okay. Except for that part.
Oh, thank you, Kaga Mendoa. Hello back.
Hello. Now I got a question for Kagam. Is your Mandoa thing a reference to Mandalorians in Star Wars? Because I'm curious.
I know what Mandalorians are.
Yay! Did you watch Rebels and
Because
Clone
it's
Wars?
a Disney thing.
No, like literally half the stuff that I know about Star Wars comes from Rebels. No, not Rebels. Clone Wars, because I haven't seen Rebels yet. Clone Wars is like a godsend to anybody who is looking to get into like the expanded not like the expanded universe, but like the wider Star Wars universe, and is completely confused.
The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is probably...
Ooh, maybe like stalk your crush.
I love The Little Mermaid. I really do. But it's another one of those. It's like, why are they in love? There's literally no reason for them to fall in love at all. It's all just based on sight, which is fine. I mean, hey, that works for some people. The prince is banging a 16-year-old fish in the movie, but who am I to judge?
Fishy. Smells like fish.
Oh, Jesus. I knew you were going there. But where's the hole on a mermaid?
I didn't. What the fuck did I do? He said, "What we're one mind
What
now."
did you do? Enough is what
he said something gross. He said, "What? Why do you?" Oh God.
Somebody asked Tarzan. I haven't seen Tarzan.
Tarzan's good.
Yeah,
it has Phil Collins doing the music.
You know, my problem with them doing Tarzan, honestly, is that they already did the Jungle Book, which is pretty much the same fucking thing.
Yeah, like Tarzan is like the Jungle Book, but with a story.
Jungle Book didn't have a story?
No, it didn't. It was just like standing around, and there was like this weird, creepy ape thing.
Mermaids have a cloaca. I'll take your word for it, Faith.
I don't even
have to take that on faith.
Faith.
They're making a live-action Tarzan. There's already live-action Tarzans.
Yeah.
There was
Johnny
a whole
Weissmuller
series.
Yeah, Johnny Weissmuller.
Oh, was there? Did they actually release a live-action Tarzan?
There's been several. There's been Greystoke. There's been the Legend of Tarzan.
No, the one that like Disney did, not like.
No, not yet.
No, but they're gonna. Yeah, it's coming.
I thought it had. I'm so confused.
Well, they had a Legend of Tarzan movie a couple of years ago that starred the guy from True Blood, the blonde guy with the short hair. He was Tarzan. And
no, I think Tarzan came out.
What?
Tarzan.
A live action.
The live action Tarzan.
The live action Disney Tarzan. Are you sure?
George of the Jungle. Now, I didn't watch the live action one with Brendan Fraser, but I used to love the TV show, the cartoon.
George of the Jungle, long as he can be.
I loved that thing as a kid.
Yeah, Brendan Fraser. Have you seen Brendan Fraser lately?
No.
He is the saddest human being on the planet, and I'm not even just like making a joke about it. There was an interview he did like last year or something with, for some reason he was on AOL.com or something being interviewed about his career or some TV show, and it looked like he had just spent 3 hours crying his eyes out because apparently he divorced his wife, or they got divorced, but she's still holding him to account for $900,000 a year in child support, which he can't afford because he has no work. I'm not even kidding. Look it up, Brendan Fraser, and just look up Brendan Fraser AOL interview, and it is about it's I think it's at least 15 minutes long. It is 15 minutes of the saddest man you have ever seen having to answer questions about his completely absent and dead career, and he looks like he's about 3 steps away from killing himself. I'm not even kidding. It's the saddest thing in the world.
There was a Legend of Tarzan. Isn't that is that a Disney thing, or is that not the Disney?
That's not Disney. That's not Disney.
Oh, that's why I'm confused.
Yeah, the movie that just came out recently is a separate thing, and it has the guy from True Blood in it, Skarsgård or whatever his name is, and yeah, I mean it bombed because it was just lousy and everything else. And
well, how many times can you tell the same damn story?
Have you seen Star Wars?
True.
I mean, Joseph Campbell would probably say there are no new stories left, only change the names. The hero's journey has been done in so many ways now.
They're not changing the name. That's different.
Well, Tarzan, as far as I know, is public domain type territory. I think anybody can make a Tarzan whatever, just like anybody could technically make a Night of the Living Dead remake or a Conan movie, because these things have fallen to the public domain.
Well, you can make most of the Disney movies too, because they're all
exactly fairy tales and things. They don't have to pay royalties to any family or anything. Especially, of course, Disney seemed to run out of fairy tales when they started doing like The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
That's a good movie.
Well, no, I'm not commenting on the quality. I'm just saying that as far as actual known fairy tales go, I think it stopped with Pocahontas, because everything since then. Maybe Mulan is based on mythology that I'm unaware of, but like Grimm's fairy tale type stuff and all that ended with Beauty and the Beast. I think that was the last one.
Yeah, with the Grimm ones. Aladdin is from
Arabian Nights. A Thousand Arabian Nights. Yeah.
Lion King is just Hamlet told with cats.
That's the first thing I said when I walked out of the theater with my mom. I was like, that was Hamlet. She's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
the problem, this is a problem with Lion King. When Scar took over the Pride, he would have killed all of the kids.
In nature, yes. In real nature, yes. Yeah.
So they fucked that all up. That's all I'm saying. I like my cartoons to be realistic.
Well, killing children in a Disney movie is probably the last thing you'll ever see.
People get killed all the time in Disney movies, though.
But they're all adults.
Yeah, I guess it's okay to kill adults.
Yeah, rarely will you see a child or a child animal die in a Disney movie, if ever.
Did you ever see the movie Up?
Yes. Yeah. That the first 5 minutes with no dialogue is the saddest love story you've ever seen.
It's really
that whole fucking movie is sad.
Yeah, but I mean,
hate whoever made it.
Am I the only person who didn't cry in the first couple minutes?
I didn't cry. I was just like, what the fuck?
No, I didn't cry, but I was really impressed with the storytelling, with the minimalist storytelling they were able to pull off with practically no dialogue in the
show don't tell.
Yeah, exactly. I was impressed with that. The rest of the movie is entertaining. It's weird. It's got a certain level of whimsy that I appreciate. And the guy, he was in Mary Tyler Moore's show, played the old man who did the voice for him. I'm suddenly forgetting his name. He did a great job in that.
I hated that movie.
Okay, no.
Really? Why? I want to know why.
Because it's just sad. Yeah, Faith, thank you. Up was, sorry. I thought I read that wrong. So Up was not sad. It was touching. No, it wasn't touching. It was just sad.
Ed Asner. Yes, thank you, Jack.
What was sad
Is he
about it
dead now?
for you? Because it's not like I don't dislike the movie, but it's not my favorite.
Well, let's see. It starts out with his wife dying,
Yeah, which is rude.
and he's a bastard through the whole thing, and it was a bad movie.
I
didn't
do
enjoy
find him hard, Carl. I think is his
Carl,
name.
yeah,
Carl hard to I guess empathize with because he's not nice the entire time.
He's a cocksucker. Anyway,
Yeah.
Did you know that Ed Asner was in KOTOR? He played one of the
No.
Jedi Masters. Yep. The voice from Up was I forget which one it was. It was Master something or other, but he was the guy. He was the bald old man in the red outfit that is kind of the grumpy one that talks to you when you get to the Jedi Temple.
Weebo says Carl is her spirit animal. Oh, your poor boyfriend. God, my tongue is messing up again.
Yeah, poor boyfriend.
Schoolboy says, I'm a cocksucker too at Ranting Monkey. Somebody near you is very lucky.
Yeah, I don't like how mean Carl is. It's not nice.
He's a dickhead.
That bothers me. Like, I like flawed characters. I really do. I don't like characters that are just dicks. Like, there's a difference between giving your characters character flaws and just having them be absolute asshats for no goddamn reason to a kid who's just trying to get whatever bad she was trying to get and try to help you, old man. Jesus.
Carl is the kind of person who would shove money up his ass.
Oh God.
I agree. I wish Carl was just nicer. It would make it because I'm not rooting for Carl to get to wherever he to the whatever falls he wants to get to, because he's not nice.
Carl was a sad, lonely man who lost the love of his
That
life.
is no excuse to be a dick. I'm not gonna feel.
It's not an excuse.
She's
It's
better
not an
off dead because you're an ass.
It's not an excuse. It's a reason. It doesn't excuse the behavior, but it is why the behavior is there. And over the course of the movie, he finds a reason to live again and someone to care about, and he becomes a hero. It is not the usual.
Him out of the house.
It's not the usual hero's journey, but it is the hero's journey.
Nah.
Yep.
No.
Nah, fuck that old man.
All right.
No, he's just a butt.
A butt with money.
He is. He's a butt.
He's butt money.
Butt money.
See, I enjoy it. See, we're having a conversation about cartoons. See, that's a topic that's fun.
Let's talk about Snorks.
I actually saw an ad for a cartoon. I can't remember what it was. It was one of the old ones, and oh, damn it.
Wow, thanks for that wonderful moment, Monkey.
I know.
I remember this thing, but I can't remember what it was.
Fuck.
Was it Shirt Tales?
No.
Snorks. Was it My Little Pony? Was it Masters of the Universe? Was it Rock Lord?
I actually want to say it was Snorks.
Okay, well, go with that then.
Well, it was a commercial for a new show.
Oh, they're not remaking Snorks, are they?
I think that's what it was, but don't.
Snorks or Get Along Gang or Shirt Tales or Wuzzles. Remember the Wuzzles?
I remember the Wuzzles. Flair Fritz asked, "How about Tangled?" I haven't seen Tangled. I've almost picked it up a few times. Have either of you seen it?
I have seen bits and pieces of it. So no.
I need to know if it's good before I get it for her.
I know that people like it.
Naturium said they'd remake Smurfs before Snorks. They've already remade Smurfs.
Yeah, they got live action Smurfs bullshit. Now, my pet monster would eat the Popples, just for if he was talking about Popples in the chat. Yeah, my pet monster would like break his little handcuff chains and eat the Popples because my pet monster was cool looking, and he had the handcuffs.
Oh, let's see. The Smurfs were National Socialists. They came from Germany.
I thought they came from like one of the either Norway or Finland or something. I thought they came from.
I thought Smurfs were from Germany.
I don't think so. I think they were further.
Where'd our little Nazi go? Freedom.
Freeman. I said that intentionally.
Are Smurfs one of your things? I swear that's what they were from.
Somebody in the chat will set us right.
Guys, let's go ahead and turn it. over to you guys. Start asking your questions. We'll get to you in a few moments.
Belgium, says Brian O'Connor. Okay, well maybe it's not that far away. They come from Belgium. Okay, they're Belgian. I knew they weren't German. I thought they were from like one of the other countries, but whatever. Yes, okay, guys. Smurfs came from Belgium. We got it. Thank you. So did Hercule Poirot, but you know, whatever.
Belgium
Last
in
Unicorn.
1958.
You guys ever seen The Last Unicorn? Because this is like all girls
Yes.
from my generation are like just fawning over The Last Unicorn.
Oh, yes, they were.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Monkey, did you like The Last Unicorn?
Yes.
She says yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who said that nasty word? Which word, Cynic?
The Last Unicorn? Go
not
Smurf
sure.
yourself. Smurfy, Smurf.
Weebo says, so y'all hate Carl, but what if the Grinch? Well, his
Grinch.
heart grew.
Is also an ass.
And Carl's didn't, metaphorically
But
speaking.
he's not okay. So like the Grinch, yeah, he steals Christmas, but he's not like a dick to like real people. Carl is a dick.
Betty Lou Who isn't real people insofar as the world of the Grinch is concerned. Okay. All right.
She's not.
She's not? All right.
I actually kind of like the Grinch. I like that he was stealing people's presents. I don't know why. I just always liked that as a kid. And then I hated when they all got together and his heart grew and they had the ham. Fuck that.
Because you're a sadist.
I kind of am.
You're a sociopath. That's why. Papa Smurf is Odin. Well, he's got one too many eyes for that one.
Backscan says, do you think the Smurfs were based off the KKK? They all had white pointy hats except the leader that was in red and was a wizard. Was Papa Smurf a wizard?
He could do some magic, yeah. But their hats weren't pointy. They were like they curved over and flopped on themselves.
Yeah, they were like a big floppy dick.
I mean, unless the original cartoon looked different than the newspaper cartoon or whatever that came from looked different than the animated cartoon.
Have you seen shit?
Have I seen shit several times?
No.
Oh.
I totally forgot.
Well, you and Monkey are just on track tonight. It's like, have you got senior moments going around?
What did you think of Brother Bear? Canadian Mooses? LOL.
I like
love
Brother Bear.
The first one was good. I haven't seen the others.
The second one is nah.
Look at this, guys. We have a movie conversation that SDA is involved in.
It's because
Yay.
it's Disney and I've seen most of the Disney movies.
How about Flight of the Navigator?
I've never even heard of that. Like, how do you do that?
Do what?
I don't know. Come up
Remember
with like,
movies I've seen?
the most obscure, like, oh, we're going to talk about Disney movies. And you're like,
That's
how about
not obscure.
Let's rephrase that. How about Disney cartoon movies?
Disney cartoon movies. Okay, Black Cauldron.
no? It's like the one I
Fantasia.
saw it
Fantasia sucked.
and got bored.
I'm just bringing up I'm not recommending. I'm just bringing up cartoon movies you might have seen. That's all. I'm starting with the old ones
I was
first.
just offering my opinion on that
Okay.
shitty movie.
I was making sure.
Yeah, Fantasia is crap.
What characters from a movie do you dislike the most? Asked Cody Fry. And this is for all of us.
Oh God, it really depends on the movie. There's a lot of characters I dislike.
How about like, what's your least favorite Disney character? Let's go with that. That's easier.
My
Then
least
just-
favorite Disney character.
Pocahontas.
Really? Why?
That movie was stupid. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. And that's weird because I love Disney movies. Either of you?
I'm
Answers?
trying to think.
Okay, I was just talking because
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to think. Like, I don't know. Like, what?
Snow White because she was boring.
She was.
Yeah, I mean, the only interesting characters in that movie were the Wicked Witch, the Wicked Stepmother, or whatever, and the dwarves.
I'm not
And
a big.
Dopey was awesome.
Yeah, Dopey was cool.
I'm not a big fan of Cinderella. But I feel like that's cheating because she was bound to be boring and annoying given that they only had so much time to work with.
Yeah, almost all the Disney princesses or the classic Disney princesses are a completely nothing more than plot devices, and the
I like
interesting
them
characters
all.
are the supporting ones, like in Sleeping Beauty. Like the prince, the fairies, and Maleficent are all more cool than she herself is.
Yeah, I like Sleeping Beauty. But I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a character that I genuinely don't like.
All right.
Scott asked how many times nigger was said in Blazing Saddles repeatedly.
I'm sure there's a count somewhere. Somebody probably has
I've
it.
never counted.
Yeah, look
Just
on
the-
IMDb for trivia or something. I'm sure somebody's done a count.
Oh, Peter Pan. I don't like Peter Pan.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Peter Pan either.
Like I said, Captain Hook, far more interesting. Mr. Smee, far more interesting.
Yeah.
The supporting characters in Disney movies are almost always better and more interesting than the main characters.
What makes grass grow? Where are my Marines?
Photosynthesis.
Zen, I'm not sure. Are you guys ready for the anniversary of the Day of Reckoning?
The Day of Reckoning. You're going to have to be a bit
Help me out
more
here.
specific on what you're talking about. Would you rather be under the rule of commies or Nazis?
Oh,
I'm white. Well, you know what? I'm not quite white enough, and my mom's Catholic. Fuck. I'm fucked either way.
I say no. Either.
Yeah. No.
There's a reason why they both thankfully don't exist in them for the most part these days, except for in a couple countries. Scribelight, have you seen Disney's Dinosaurs? No, I haven't made a point to see a Disney animated movie in a very long time. So most of the more recent,
They're so good.
I'm just not interested. They just I don't care. You know, it just doesn't excite me or anything.
They're
So
the best.
animated films, for the most part, I can't recall the last time I went to a theater specifically to see an animated film.
Ooh, I saw Frozen 7 times in theaters.
Just watch it on Netflix, man. Moana's on Netflix.
Moana was good.
Moana was good.
Family Guy or South Park? South Park.
South Park.
Family
Yeah,
Guy's
South
over.
Park.
Family
I don't
Guy's over.
dislike. I like Family Guy. My favorite episodes of Family Guy though are always the ones with Stewie and Brian.
Today is Jack Kirby's 100th birthday, says Irate Prostate. Well, good for him, except he's dead. I saw a new picture from Ant-Man and the Wasp, from production photo of Angeline Lilly in her Wasp outfit, which looks like every other superhero outfit at this point.
What was the weirdest thing told to you? Wow.
The weirdest thing told to me?
You're a hairy wizard.
Well, I don't know if this is the weirdest thing ever told to me, but that made me think of a story from my youth. So I'll tell you this. My older brother was an asshole. And when I was...
Did he have money even?
No. When I was 4 or 5, he told me that if you stayed in the bathtub too long and your fingers got wrinkly, well, if you stayed in there a lot longer, then they would turn black and fall off. And I believed that till I was about 11 or so.
My dad told me that he wanted to name me this like ridiculous name. I don't want to say it because I've told the story a number of times in real life and could maybe dox me.
Was it butt money?
No, it was worse actually. But
Griselda.
Shit quarter.
What shit?
But no,
my butthole is a coin slot.
I believed that until I was 13 because I had been telling people like, yeah, my dad wanted to name me this horrible thing. And he was like, you know that I wasn't, and I was like, oh, okay.
I totally have a great story for this, but unfortunately it involves a location that would dox me, so I can't tell it.
Jordan asks, if I don't add milk to my cereal, is it still soup? Yes, it's dry soup.
Why is someone like your face is already out there?
Anyway, I'm going to go grab a fork real quick. Be right back.
We're not getting back into the soup thing. Not getting back in there.
I have my fork ready, just so in case I have to make a quick exit.
I'm not worried about my face.
Alex Demyanchik, Scribelight, did you like The Neverending Story? The Neverending Story is great, save that it's false advertising. I remember it far more fondly than I would if I watched it today, of course, but the concepts, the characters, the events in it are just as clear to me now in spirit as they were when I watched it, between Artax and the Swamp of Sadness, or The Nothing, and the Big Wolf and the Rock Biter. All that stuff is just so ingrained into my brain from growing up that I never want to see the movie again directly because I know it'll be completely underwhelming, but the memories of it are great.
I just remember the horse dying, and fuck that noise.
Well, he was only dead for a while till he came back.
Yeah, everybody lives in the end.
Yeah, everybody comes back to life by the end of it.
Yeah, but that was just traumatic for me.
Did y'all like The Explorers? I loved The Explorers up until they met the aliens. Then it got stupid. Everything up to that point was just this sort of like sci-fi kid whimsical deal up until they ended up on the alien spaceship and you saw the aliens. Then it got stupid and slapstick.
Oh, SDA, did you like Spy Kids?
As a kid, yes. I rewatched that. Oh my god, what the fuck?
My kids loved it, and
no, I loved it as a kid, and I rewatched it, and I was like, "This is just."
Don't rewatch stuff from your youth. As an old man, let me tell you, don't rewatch shit from your youth. Enjoy.
Well, I was curious because I remembered like the thumb things, and I was like, "That's kind of weird." Like when I think about it, so I rewatched it just to see if the whole thing was actually that weird. And yeah, no, it's bizarre.
I never saw Spy Kids. All I know is that the sister or whatever in that grew up to be a real hottie.
Snickering Bear asks, "What about Treasure Planet?" I've never seen it.
I heard it was sort of a undeserved classic kind of thing, or like it didn't get the attention it should have at the time. Pat says, "Have you all seen a post of a parent who had her daughter out in the Phoenix protest with a T-shirt that said "Fuck the patriarchy"? I might have seen it, but I'm not surprised by it.
I haven't seen it, but yeah, sounds about right. Excuse me. I apologize. Oh my God.
Quill says, "The fuck are you talking about? I rewatched Terminator 2, Aliens, Goonies, and Die Hard. All of them are still awesome. There are exceptions, but there are a lot of things that do not age well. Goonies, Terminator 2, Aliens, and Die Hard all still work because they were all well done.
Those were also done for an adult audience. They weren't made for kids.
Goonies was a weird one because it covers such a range. It's good for like, teens and preteens and for adults. It's one of those really rare movies that can cover a whole bunch of age ranges really well."
Thank you, Sanguine. Though Danny Trejo's name in it is Uncle Machete, so it is really weird crossword link. Spy Kids to Machete. I have no idea what I just read.
What, you don't know about Machete, the movies that Danny Trejo did? So Danny Trejo, do you know who he is?
Name doesn't strike it.
You probably recognize him if you saw him. He's a big sort of acne-scarred, weathered Mexican guy with a long mustache, and he's got a bunch of tattoos, and he's usually seen him as a villain in a lot of things.
Yeah, I know who he is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Danny Trejo, when Robert Rodriguez was doing the Grindhouse movies, they came up with a whole bunch of fake trailers for fake movies and stuff. And one of the ones they did was called Machete. And it was about this undercover secret agent, Machete, played by Danny Trejo. And I guess they worked him into Spy Kids, even though.
Oh yeah, no, he is in Spy Kids.
Yeah, it's the Machete is hilarious, but it's also over the top, violent sort of throwback to exploitation movies of the 70s and 60s and such. So the idea that Uncle Machete was in Spy Kids is just
gotcha.
Just a bit of a weird dichotomy there.
This is something I don't get. Uzi Q just said, I rewatched Stand By Me recently and it still made me cry. I don't understand why people cry at that movie.
I've seen it once. What happens in it?
Some kids go on a trek to look at a dead body.
Yeah, they hear a rumor about a dead body out in the woods, and sort of
what's
this.
cry-worthy?
Well, there's stuff in there. I mean, the boys bonding, and there's the scene where they was it Corey Feldman who breaks down crying.
Yeah, I think so.
There's some emotional scenes in there, but I never thought it was worth. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, Iron Giant is worth crying over at the end, but not many other movies.
Have you seen the female version of Bloodsport on Netflix? No.
No, what's it called? I would totally watch a female version of Bloodsport, especially if they changed nothing about the script and just replaced all the parts with women.
I would guess it's called That Time of the Month.
Oh,
See what I did there?
Yes. It was River Phoenix.
Is it just
yeah.
They're saying yes, it's just Bloodsport.
Is it really just Bloodsport? What I don't understand. Is there actually a female version, or is that some kind of joke? I don't know. Because I wouldn't be surprised. They'll remake anything. Scribelight, are you going to make Trash Tifa shirts? I haven't sold a single thing on my Teespring store yet, so of the things that I already have there, nothing sells. So I don't even. I did it as an experiment. I'm probably not going to do anything else with it unless something really exciting happens. So Trash Tifa shirts. I don't know if there's a market for anything of mine right now, so probably not. Dark Crystal. I saw the Dark Crystal a long time ago. I remember it being pretty good, especially since it was all puppets and such. I know they're doing a new series for Netflix that's supposedly utilizing all the same techniques, and as far as I know, is skewing CGI. It's all going to be practical. That's what I've heard. I don't necessarily believe that to be the case, but that's what I've heard.
Is this the movie we're talking about? I'm linking it in chat now.
I don't know.
Ranting
Let's
Monkey.
See. Lady Blood Fight.
Lady Blood Fight.
A blonde American woman arrives in Asia. On arrival, she is beaten up by thugs. She asks a fighter girl to train her, but really, she wants to take part in a tournament. Plenty of girls of all races fighting action.
Sounds like Lady Bloodsport.
Who is this? Who's the star of this thing? Is it anybody I've ever heard of before? Amy Johnston. That sounds vaguely familiar for some reason. She was in Deadpool, Captain America, Suicide Squad, and Uncharted 4 doing stunts. I'm assuming motion capture.
Could be.
Oh, she's a stunt person. Oh, I see. Oh, holy cow. She's done a lot of stuff. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Wicked City, Deadpool. Wow.
Snickering Bear asks if that's the one where there were leeches inside the kids' underwear. Yes, that is Stand By Me.
Yes.
Anybody seen the failed abortion of a movie, Death Note? No.
No, like I said, I had an ex-girlfriend who was all about Death Note. I heard way too much about it. Rhetorically, I never watched or read any of it.
Lady Bloodsport sounds like a period piece. Oh my god. Did you guys ever watch Netflix series of Unfortunate Events? I have not.
Nope. I never watched the original movie or read the books.
Looking for more questions here, guys. I'm sorry. Did you see that the guy who said he got stabbed because of his Nazi haircut stabbed himself?
Yes, I read that story. Yeah,
I did not.
Yeah, the police determined it was a hoax perpetrated by the person claiming to have been stabbed for being misidentified as a neo-Nazi. So
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
That didn't actually happen.
Yeah, that's the one good thing. I'm not surprised when I hear stories from either side of the equation when these kind of things happen. Somebody trying to gain attention or whatever. Scribelight, did you ever see Full Metal Alchemist? Nope, never have.
Do you know the name of the musical where the main character is a nerdy geek who is trying to get the popular girl?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh yeah, that would be one.
I'm sure there's several. That's the first one that came to mind.
Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum.
Have you seen Lord of the Dance? Nothing for here. I saw it many, 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 many years ago on PBS with my parents. Michael Flatley.
Yes, yes.
I remember there was one of those. It was like a sequel or something. It was a live performance, and one of his dancers in the line fucked up. And Michael Flatley threw that guy the greatest death glare I have ever seen on television. It was like, if that face could throw laser beams out of it, that guy would have been dead. I've never seen such fury. You talk about somebody who's probably a perfectionist in his real life and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
He was so fucking mad. I was actually scared when I saw it on TV. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, I used to like watching those. They were pretty interesting. I mean, I could never do that shit. That is a hell of a workout.
Yeah, Riverdance choreography was, and just the stuff they were able to do, and the timing of it all was amazing.
Do any of you play instruments? I do not.
I can sing.
I know I've never played an instrument to any significant degree now.
Have I seen the play Cats? No, I have not.
I have.
Yes, but I only saw like the videotaped copy of it, like, you know, where they put it onto a movie kind of thing.
I've seen it in person.
Oh, you know what I did watch? I watched part of the McGregor-Mayweather fight.
Oh, how was that?
I didn't watch the beginning of it. I pretty much went to the end to see what all of the hype was about them stopping the fight and whether it was premature. Yeah. That fight was stopped just when it should have been. I was actually, my son was in the room because he's the one that told me that you could find it on YouTube. So, of course, I went to look. And literally the moment that I said they need to stop this fight is when the referee stepped in.
Nice.
And why did they need to stop it? What happened?
In boxing, if one of the boxers is not defending themselves, if they don't keep their hands up, you need to stop that fight because somebody's going to get killed. And it's not a joke. Literally going to get killed.
No, I understand that.
No, and that wasn't for you. That's
sorry,
for whoever. McGregor was not defending himself at all. He was just getting beaten at that point. And there's a problem in boxing when refs don't step in where people end up getting hurt. I remember watching a Roy Jones Jr. fight where he was begging the referee to stop the damn fight because he was beating this guy so badly. And the only choice he had was to go in and try to knock the guy out quickly.
That's awful.
Yeah, because the ref wouldn't stop it. Mayweather in this fight, yes, Conor is still on his feet, but he is not fighting anymore. He was beaten at that point, and the correct thing to do there was to stop it before he got hurt for real. And if you guys don't believe that, just look up "boxer dies in the ring" and see how it happens.
Oh no! Like if you're not it doesn't take a lot.
Yeah, he didn't have his hands up to protect himself. Yeah, he was just getting beaten. Todd Packer, throw in the towel, Rock. Yeah. Somebody asked earlier, and I'm sorry I forgot who it was, but they asked your favorite non-Disney cartoon, and I can't tell the difference anymore.
Ooh, Anastasia.
Was Trolls done by Disney?
Trolls? No.
Then I would have to go with Trolls. Trolls was excellent.
I love Anastasia. It's so good.
My favorite non-Disney cartoon, Batman the Animated Series.
Good one.
Or Batman Mask of the Phantasm if it has to be a movie. Because Mask of the Phantasm is great. If you've never seen it, it's great.
All Dogs Go to Heaven. I don't like that movie.
God. I don't like that movie either.
Oliver and Company. It's got Billy Joel in it.
I actually would have liked Oliver.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't really remember Oliver and Company.
It wasn't a bad movie for me. It was a little too Billy Joel.
Yeah, it was all Billy Joel.
If I set myself on fire and posted it to YouTube, would it go viral? Probably not. It'd get shut down pretty quick.
Not unless you're white supremacist.
Yeah.
Fire and Ice of Todd Packer. Oh my God, that's one of those. That's one of those movies where they took real people and just traced over them, kind of deal, like the old Lord of the Rings movies and all that. And yeah, Ice and Fire is it's a weird classic. Like, what was it, Ragnar or whoever was the name of the? I think that was the name of the good guy. Oh boy.
Oh, favorite pro boxer of all time and today. Man, I was a huge fan of Roy Jones. I really was, and I hated the fact that he let his boxing career go so he could sing, and just ended up fucking everything up. My favorite heavyweight, though, was Evander Holyfield. That man could beat the fuck out of somebody. And one of my favorite moments in boxing is still when he hit Tyson so hard that you can just see Tyson is gone for the rest of the fight. And even Tyson said when he got hit by that, he didn't remember the rest of the fight, which says a lot for Tyson, to be fair, because he still hung in there for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And as of today, I haven't kept up with boxing like I used to.
Well, there's nothing even reason to, like, until this thing with McGregor came along. Have you heard anything exciting about a boxing match ever prior to this in the last 10 years?
Oh, there was the there's been a lot of them with Mayweather.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, like that they got this kind of attention or this kind of exposure. Like, I remember when I was growing up, like Mike Tyson and all those guys, like they got their own video games, and it was like boxing was a big deal back in the early '80s, and then it just went like on a downslope. I think after Tyson took a fall, the overall like global popularity, at least in the U.S., kind of took a dive.
It took its biggest hit from MMA.
That is also true. Yeah, MMA took a lot of the thunder away from boxing.
And
MMA is more fun.
No, I like a good boxing match. I really do. And too much of MMA is two guys hugging each other on the ground. And
yeah, the grappling.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah, you get the grapplers in there, it becomes really boring real quick. That's why the Gracie family, I mean, they're really great grapplers, but they make for the most boring MMA fights.
I don't find grappling that boring to watch.
I do. Two men hugging, I'm okay.
I don't know why. Maybe it's never mind.
Yeah, the early MMA before grappling became a big thing. Like I remember one of the first MMA things I ever saw was one of those instances where the pay-per-view thing came on, but even though I hadn't paid for it, it was unscrambled for the first 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. And it was a real life Street Fighter setup because they had a jiu-jitsu guy come out against a sumo wrestler. They mixed up these very different styles of combat, right? Mm-hmm. And so it stayed unscrambled just long enough. Oh, sorry, he was a Muay Thai guy. The Muay Thai guy comes out, and the sumo wrestler guy starts running at him. The Muay Thai guy throws one kick up. You see a tooth fly out of the sumo guy's mouth and falls on the mat before it cuts back to scrambled again. It was the best thing I'd ever seen, short of an actual boxing match, because it was just like, oh my God, I'm watching Street Fighter, and the guy's tooth flew out. It was amazing.
Todd Packer asked, "Who remembers Butterbean?"
Butterbean. I remember
he was
Butterbean.
Great.
Butterbean was great.
His fight with Mike Tyson was just funny.
Yeah. What was he? What was he a star of before he got the big times? It was some other. He wasn't a wrestler or something, but there was some other like league or something he was in. I'm forgetting what it was now. There was some other boxing league that he was a star in before he hit the big time, at least briefly.
Yes, there's a lot of people talking about the grappling in MMA, and it does come off very gay. Like Jerry just said, when Rogan says he has him mounted, sounds like gay porn.
Yeah.
And Jack Cochran, UFC starts looking like gay sex. It kind of does.
Yeah, it's just boring. It's just like fight, don't wrestle. I didn't come to. If I wanted to see, I want to see a wrestling match.
Wrestling.
Oh, it is
wrestling.
It's
no,
wrestling.
it's not.
Once you get them down on the ground, grappling is wrestling.
No, it's not. It's
You get
completely different.
You get them into a hold and you try to.
It's not the same.
How's it different?
Just the way that you do it is different. So wrestling is more about getting somebody into a hold, and it's a whole lot less. It has a whole lot more to do with using brute strength, whereas the methods is, I guess if we're talking about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is what I'll go with, the methods used and the moves and just the way that it's done is completely different.
Still wrestling.
It's not.
It's two guys wrestling around on the ground. You wouldn't say there's two guys jiu-jitsuing around on the ground.
So you'd say grappling.
You say wrestling.
It's not wrestling.
It's wrestling. How likely is it for a place called Grizzlies Hardcore Gym to be a front for a gay brothel?
How hard? I don't know.
Yeah.
How hard are you?
Quill says he wouldn't mind getting grappled by Ronda Rousey. Really? I don't find her all that attractive. She's
okay looking. Didn't she just get her ass kicked like the last time she fought or some big fight?
Yeah. She'd gone so undefeated and she stepped in against somebody who could actually fight.
Right.
It's all fun and games when you're beating up 90-pound stick girls. Greco-Roman wrestling is most definitely grappling.
Yeah, well, pancration and wrestling are definitely two different things. Sure, there are different rules and styles to it. I'm not going to deny that grappling and wrestling have different methods, but ultimately, having somebody rolling around on the ground, holding each other and trying to choke them out and all this other stuff, it's boring.
Reenactment and LARPing are the same thing.
Oh my God.
I just said there's different things. What are you talking about?
He just took your side.
I just took your side.
All
I said was whether it's wrestling or grappling, it's boring when it's talking about MMA and you're talking about punches and kicks. I want to see some martial arts.
When you call something
interesting and fun to watch.
When you call something the ultimate fighting championship, I want to see blood sport.
Yeah.
I don't want to see hugging. Thank you for quoting me there, Jack. It's all fun and games when you're beating up 90-pound stick girls. Who's your guest for this Thursday?
Whose night is it? Is it SDA's?
Should be mine.
Oh, yeah, no, it's yours. Well, who's our guest, Monkey?
It was going to be the Worskies, but they are out of town. They had an engagement, so we'll have somebody.
Okay.
There's a lot of blood in the UFC. Sometimes.
Oh, and I've been in contact with Clashing Ideals, who was our guest last week, except that there were technical difficulties all over the place. So I'm still hoping to have him on. Hopefully by the next time it's my turn, I can try to have him on for reals.
Jordan. Okay, so wrestling is grappling, reenactment is LARPing, and soup is cereal. These streams are messing with my head. I say we bring back gladiators. What do you think, Ranting Monkey, with weapons and shields and shit? I don't need to go that far. I like boxing. I really like kickboxing. I would like to see MMA where grappling's not legal, where you just beat the fuck out of each other. Where a rabbit punch is allowed.
What's your favorite sci-fi universe other than Star Wars, says Cody Fry.
I don't like any of them.
Star Trek.
Neuromancer.
I like Star Wars.
Cyberpunk's awesome.
You forgot tongue-buttered turtle caves.
That's not a thing.
We've never talked about. We haven't forgotten them. What are you talking about?
Somebody stuck some money in one.
That's true.
Quill asks, isn't that boxing? No, boxing is a more gentleman sport. There are definitely rules to boxing.
Pugilism.
I just want to see people beat the fuck out of one another.
Yeah. So kickboxing or Muay Thai? Kind of. Yeah, I mean. Yeah,
no, there's still rules. No holds barred. You can do whatever the fuck you want except hugging each other.
So, okay.
What? Go ahead.
No,
You're offended by what I said there.
nothing. I really don't want to talk about this.
Zen says boxing is for pussies. Yeah, that's why the MMA guy just got his ass whipped. Alex, we saw that Lady Blood fight is a real thing. We were looking at it earlier. No, I don't really. Silent Minority says Monkey wants a fight club, kind of, but I don't want just guys off the street beating each other up. I want actual guys who train and go in there and fight. More like Kimbo Slice in Street Fights of Florida, kind of, I guess. P-Dog. Anyway, guys, that is the top of the hour. Chat, thank you so much for the donations. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being here every night. Mods, thank you for helping us out. You guys are awesome. Scribe, SDA, a pleasure as always. Everyone, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.